Jade Shadows has dropped, which of course is a pretty nice update. The quest was pretty good as well, and there's also a bunch of new things that have come to the game. We're here with bagging the Simulacrum, also known as the Lure Courtyard, because this is one of the cool things that has come. We have a bunch of different Simulacrums now, which means, you know, guide makers don't necessarily have to use the same Simulacrum. Great. We're going to be talking about Blast, because Blast is a blast to play. So, yeah, let's just do that. So you can actually use, you don't necessarily have to use a high status chance weapon that, you know, fires a lot. You could just use something that hits really hard, and as long as you mod blast on it, and as long as it has enough status chance to at least put one blast proc on it, as you can see, it just wipes everything out. Because if you use a build like the build that I'm using on my Paris Prime, which is actually the build that I've always been using on my Paris Prime, except I've swapped out Viral for Blast, we get to have a lot of fun with Blast. Do keep in mind that it seems like, because of the way that Blast works, which is you build up a bomb and then that bomb explodes, and the bomb's explosion takes into account the damage that you've done in the process of building up that bomb, so that way if you do a lot of damage, your bomb explodes even harder. It does mean that the power of your weapon is going to be pretty important, so I guess if your weapon is a crit weapon like a Paris Prime, it is still a good idea to get some crit into your weapon. So at that point, building your weapon like I've built my Paris Prime, being some sort of crit stat hybrid build, is probably a really good idea. At least for my Paris Prime, I have noticed that it might not be as effective in Incarnate mode, simply because I don't know. Simply because I don't seem to get the slash procs coming out. Like, it's weird. I'm pretty sure Blast is not supposed to spread your status procs all over the place. But I've seen that happen, where the Blast proc itself seems to also spread a bunch of slash procs, or in my case, electricity procs as well, because of one of my Archon shards. It seems to do that for some reason. I don't know. It's a bit weird. I could be hallucinating, but that seems to happen as well. And so at that point, theoretically, my Incarnate is slightly less effective because my Incarnate is pure heat at base, so there's no IPS at all. It's a little bit annoying, but whatever, it is what it is. We kind of just make do with what we can. But the Blast procs are still killing everything anyway, even with my Incarnate active. That being said, my Incarnate is a big AoE, so it kind of ends up being a huge chain reaction where you get a lot of damage that just spreads out all over the place, and I like that a lot. Let me know think about all of this in the comments below. Of course, I would probably mod heavy-hitting weapons like my bow, or I guess sniper rifles with Blast, as long as they have the status chance to make that work, of course. Whereas, I guess faster firing weapons that don't do as much damage per shot at the very least, but they have high status chance, so things like Accelerator Prime, probably stick to using more supportive status procs like Viral Corrosive, for example, or Heat, if I can make that work. Maybe Viral Heat on weapons like those, perhaps, but for harder hitting weapons, Blast all the way, I reckon. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more WarFrame content. Finally, again, oh my god, it's been how long? And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace.